my hero.
So he really is one of my heroes.
And you are the hero.
How's my hero doing?
And you are everybody's superhero.
You will always be my hero.
Everyone's his hero.
Those people are his hero.
Hey Dad, I hear you are getting an award today, and I've been asked to send in a video to give you not only my flowers, but a big congratulations, and maybe talk a little bit about you as a hero, not only to the community, not only to SUSD, but just to me personally. You have been a pillar of strength, support, and wisdom and encouragement and positivity. And I'm so glad that has spilled outside of the house, and the community gets to also see you for the amazing human being that you are. You will always be my number one. You will always be my hero. But superseding all of that, you will always be my dad. And there is no award big enough to thank you for all that being my dad has encompassed. I love you. Congratulations. And make sure you're on your best behavior in front of them folks. And I hope you didn't wear them slippers. Love you.
First time I met him was at church basketball. He was invited out to play church basketball, and he definitely shined there as an all-star. So that was my first time meeting him.
When I think of Paul Robinson, I think of us both as freshmen at Eastern Arizona College back in about 1963. Both of us are new to the outside world. He being a small town boy from Marana, and me being a small town boy from Safford. And he was just a kind gentleman. Yet he was here on scholarship, an athletic scholarship. But he was always serious, and he was just a good example. You knew what kind of home he had come from.
I would say the coolest thing that my grandpa has always done, and even till this day, since I'm this old, that he's always been very supportive no matter what I was doing. And even if I don't share the same bloodline as him, he's always treated me as if I did, and I was always a part of the family. So him always being there for support, whether it was for sports, activities, school projects, graduation, anything, he was there without a doubt. And he's probably always the loudest in the crowd.
My dad, Pat Dolan, grew up in Sligman, Arizona, and came to EA on a football scholarship in 1964, and got to be friends with Paul then. And then later on, I was born, and Paul and my dad remained friends until my dad passed away in 1972. But Paul gave me an autographed picture when my dad was still alive, and I've had it ever since.
Paul Robinson is someone, I think every kid my age and even younger growing up, to know that you had an NFL player in your town.
There's lots of experiences I've had with Paul, but the thing I am impressed most about is the fact that he continues to be very concerned about the well-being of people who are less fortunate.
Paul Robinson, it's an honor for me to tell you what a great person you are. It was a pleasure working with you. You always walked into the office with a big smile on your face and a positive attitude. You always referred to the kids as little heroes, as my little heroes, as you gave them advice and encouragement. So Paul, Congrats on your honorary Bulldog Award. You have always been there for the kids and the families in this community. And you are the hero.
We both came back here about the same time. He had the good fortune to find his love and his sweetheart here in the valley, and she wanted to move back here. And being a small town boy, obviously it wasn't hard for him to decide that, hey, this is a pretty good small town to raise my family. And as soon as I got back into town and he was here in town together, I mean, we immediately hit it off because we remembered all the good times we'd had before. And so we just always been friends, down to his kids. They're like our kids.
It doesn't matter what the circumstances was with Paul. If we met somewhere, whether Walmart or wherever we were at, he took the time and gave his time to us, my family. He'd always give us hugs. And he'd call my wife my little angel. I mean, what man does that? A leader in life, an honorable person. And my family is very fortunate and thankful to be part of his life. I love you, Paul.
Big Daddy's little sister. I am so proud and happy for you, and I could not think of another person that is more deserving of this award than you. You light up every single room you walk into, and you are everybody's superhero. You have shown me from a very young age what a strong, independent leader should look like and should act, and you truly see the best in everybody, and it is inspiring for me. You surround me with love, and you always have and always will. And I love you so much. And again, I'm so proud of you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay, bye.
Just by greeting him, you'll always smile. I don't think anybody that's ever met him or has been in his presence hasn't ever smiled since walking up to him. So I would definitely say he's a bright, smiley, gracious person, in my opinion.
He's just like really energetic. And, like, he's always trying to run up to you and give you a hug. So he's, like, the most energetic person I know.
But then when I was in high school, Paul became a substitute teacher. And he remembered who I was, and that meant a lot to me then. And always talking to Paul, he always made you feel like you were the most important person in the room. He'd always say, my hero. And so I just always appreciated Paul for remembering me when I was a little kid, even as I was older. And then when I became a police officer and worked with Paul through probation, I remember how well he treated his probationers and made them feel like they were the most important people.
His dream is to re-establish Little Hollywood and to allow people who live there historically to be able to return to their homes and to have that to be a thriving little community, a little microcosm of the way it was in the 60s and 70s before the flood.
I think he bleeds blue and white. I'm sure he does, because he is that committed to the youth. And it's not just the youth of Safford, but it's the youth of the Gila Valley. He has been always one who would give hope and encouragement to the disadvantaged or the kid that had problems. He was always willing to go out of his way to help them, to encourage them, to teach them whatever was needed to help those kids succeed. And isn't that what we all want? I like those should be our heroes. So he really is one of my heroes.
Growing up as Paul's daughter, I always felt like I only knew him as Dad. Growing around town, he was always this celebrity, and honestly, I never really knew why. Because in the home, my dad was just a genuine man, always there for us. Little backstory, lost my mom at a young age, and so my dad became the mother and the father of 3 girls and 1 boy. So he became a girl dad instantly. So if you can only imagine being thrown into that, what that took for my dad. And so he's been very special in my heart for that. I only knew him as Dad. So in the home, he was not this big gigantic personality only to us. And so to kind of answer that question, it's difficult because I felt like sometimes my dad did wear two different hats, where he is a gregarious man, doesn't know a stranger. He instilled that in us as a kid, but I think that's because of his experience of being this celebrity is what I would call it. You know, people looking up to him being in the spotlight, in the public eye. Sometimes it was a little detrimental because, unlike most kids, I couldn't ditch school because everybody knew my dad. He knew before anyone else knew if I was doing something that I shouldn't have been doing. So it goes both ways. Those things he taught us to give and be more, not necessarily personable, but to give what we have to others, because that's what he always did, being in that limelight. And so it instilled us, and it's something I attempt to instill on my own kids. So yeah.
Paul Robinson is just one of the most genuinely nice and kind people. And he's always willing to share with the many football leagues or different things, his talents, and be a part of Safford in such a positive way. And so I'm super excited that he is officially a Bulldog, because a lot of people assumed that he was a Safford Bulldog. His kids all went to school here and did great, but Paul did not graduate from Safford High School. And it's just great that he's officially a Safford Bulldog. So congratulations, Paul.
Genuinely, it's the mirror aspect that I share with you, that those people are his hero. That, you know, my dad is very humble. He will then say that those people are who then helped him, created him. They are his hero. And I mean it genuinely. So many people know that that is my dad's signature. But I would hope that they know that he means that genuinely, that those people are his hero for whatever they bring to the table to enlighten his life, to take the moment to say hello, to holler his name. All those things make them his hero, because, you know, those times have passed for him, but for those people to still remember him, they are his hero. So he's genuine in that. So yeah, even though everyone seems to think that, no, I'm Paul's hero because he says it to me, I don't want it to be seem disingenuine, because it truly is genuine.